Hello and welcome to Digital Medboard. Here we go. The mother supplies the oxygenated blood to the fetus via the placenta. This blood has the highest oxygen concentration at approximately 80%. The vessel carrying this oxygen-rich blood enters the umbilical cord, where the left umbilical vein has the highest oxygen saturation. This blood bypasses the liver through the ductus venosus. The gastrointestinal tract sends some venous blood via the portal vein, which contains only 26% oxygen because it has already undergone deoxygenation in GIT. In general, the blood from the body below the diaphragm, including the liver, drains into the inferior vena cava, which also carries deoxygenated blood with 26% oxygen saturation. These sources combine in the inferior vena cava. Due to this mixing process, the 80% oxygenated blood from the placenta is reduced to 67%, entering the hepatocardiac portion of the inferior vena cava. This 67% oxygenated blood bypasses the lungs and directed through foramen ovale into the left atrium. From there, it flows into the left ventricle, then into the ascending aorta, supplying the carotid arteries and the developing brain with 65% oxygenated blood. The blood from the body above the diaphragm drains into the superior vena cava, which contains 40% oxygenated blood. This blood enters the right atrium, then flows into the right ventricle through valves. From there, it flows into the pulmonary trunk, where it has 50% oxygenated blood. Since lungs are non-functional, most of this blood bypasses the lungs via the ductus arteriosus, reaching the aortic arch. Due to mixing of blood in the right atrium, the oxygen saturation of the superior vena cava blood increases slightly, while the inferior vena cava blood decreases slightly. This results in the brain receiving 65% of oxygenated blood via ascending aorta instead of 67%. Finally, in the aortic arch, the 65% oxygenated blood mixes with the 50% oxygenated blood from the pulmonary trunk, resulting in 60% oxygenated blood entering the descending thoracic aorta. This blood then flows in the sequence into abdominal aorta, common iliac arteries, internal iliac arteries, into right and left umbilical arteries, which return 40% oxygenated blood back to the placenta. We got a question. Which of the following vessels entering or leaving the heart has highest oxygen concentration in fetal circulation? Based on our discussion, the hepatocardiac portion of the inferior vena cava has the highest oxygen concentration in fetal circulation. Therefore, option B, inferior vena cava, is the correct answer. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Digital Medboard. Got questions? Drop them in the comments below. See you in the next video. Until then, stay tuned. Cheers.